Well, welcome to the Stone Roadie podcast. It's the one you don't want to miss. It stars Craig Reed, the Stone Roadie, and Griff, the rocket scientist. Let's not forget Kathy Godsey and all the old friends that come along. Lord, we'll be talking Skynyrd and leaving you with a song.
It's the Stone Roadie Show, podcast 331, and roll 'em if you got 'em. Hey there, good morning, Stone Roadie Dimension, and looky here. Hey, it's Monday morning, and it's, what the hell month is this? This is October the 13th. And it's another Wake and Bake, the Morning Buzz. My name's Craig Reed, a.k.a. the Stone Roadie. And with me, like most always, is my co-host, co-pilot, and the rocket scientist, Griff Martin. So before we start this off, Griff, I just want to start off with, we got a donation. From now on, I'm going to start these things off when we get a donation. Started off with the donation right in front, so if I need to go back and figure out what the hell is going on with these, I don't have to watch the whole thing to do it. But Samuel Martello. This is an interesting story. Samuel lives about Ashtabula. I think it's probably 40 miles from me. And he called me and wanted me to meet him down here I can't remember the name of that place. Anyways, place down here. So I went down there and met him down there. He said he wanted to give me a donation. So I said, okay, I'll meet you down there. So I met him down there, and yeah, he surprised me. Gave me a check for $1,000, you know. And that was, and he just discovered me and the Stone Roadie show, and he just thought it was just amazing that somebody right in this area right here was with Lynyrd Skynyrd and was on the airplane and it crashed and everything. And he watched a podcast and found out we were taking donations for the survivors. And he said, I've been a Lynyrd Skynyrd fan my whole dang life, and I just want to, take part in this. So, yeah. So we had a nice little chat for about an hour. So, yeah. So, we had like last week, I figured it up, and everybody had $200 coming from the previous 25 stuff. 2025 stuff, yeah. So I started. I finally got it together and got me an Excel spreadsheet. It's not quite Excel; it's Microsoft something. They've changed it a little bit. But so right away, I put the amount $1,000, and then the total was $1,000. And Mark Frank got 200, and Leslie got 200, and Gene got 200, and Paul got 200. And Mark Howard got 200, and then Sam, he gave $1,000, so that's a total of $2,000. So Mark Frank gets 200, so that gives him a $400 total, and Leslie gets 200, that gives her a $400 total. Gene gets another 200, so he gets $400 total, and Paul Welsh gets another 200, so that's a $400 total, and Mark Howard gets 200, and that's a $400 total. So yeah, so here's my spreadsheet here. It won't go landscape, so I got to put it on 2 separate pages. So you can see how I'm doing it now. So there's no confusion. Every time somebody sends in a donation, it goes right on the sheet. And it's tabulated daily when we get a donation. So every day we know exactly how much everybody's getting. And I'd like to have done that to start with, but I didn't have this Excel spreadsheet, so I had to do it with these, like I've been doing, just showing the, oh God. just showing the names on these piece of paper. Yeah, like this. So there you go. So Sam, yeah, thank you so much, Sam. That was very generous of you. And yeah, this is middle October. If we can, come up with another, if this is everybody's got 2,000, and so if we can come up with some more money enough to send everybody out, we can send it out by Christmas time, or whatever. But next time we get around everybody around $1,000, I think that's a good time to send it out. But and then, oh God, why can't I think of his name? Carter Clemens sent me a check for Artimus for $1,000. So I contacted Chad and I said, Chad, you know how to get a hold of Artimus. Get a hold of Artimus and tell him I got a $1,000 check for him. Where does he want me to send it? And Artimus contacted Chad back and said, why would somebody send me $1,000 check? I don't want it. I don't want to be involved with that survivor fund thing, and don't ever talk to me about it again. Basically. And yeah, so you people that have asked, maybe Artemis is mad because he's not getting any money. Well, there you go. That's obviously not the case. He don't want any money from this. So I'm just going to send Carter the check back. So anyway, so that's about all I got going on, except for I went to a class reunion last night again, and I wasn't going to drink anything at all. And I decided, I said, I'm going to have a beer. So I went up to the bartender, and she said, this guy over here wants to buy you a drink. And it was Dole Baird, the guy I talked to when Leon come and stayed with me. I sent him in to live with Doyle, when I couldn't handle him no more, and Doyle babysitted for him. So we came up with the idea to put Doyle on the podcast sometime, and we'll.
Yeah, I bet you he's got a story about that.
Oh, he was telling me a story where they went somewhere and then they sent some girl home, and she was walking home, and the cops picked her up, and she said she'd been raped, and the cops was coming to get Leon, and I had to go there that morning, pick him up to go to take him to the airport to go to Atlanta to do some legal stuff, and he was drunk and didn't want to go, and I didn't really remember all this, but Doyle will have to get on and finish that story. But
the old rape trick.
Yeah, Rhonda, Leon's wife at the time. Rhonda had Leon had his, I don't remember what birthday, but Rhonda flew me and Doyle down for his birthday party, and we showed up at his birthday party down in Atlanta, and he was surprised to see us down there. But yeah, Doyle, yeah, he's a good guy. He's quite knowledgeable about the antics of Leon.
What did Leon stay with him, or did he just hang out with him?
No, he stayed here. I said Leon.
No, I mean with Doyle.
Doyle, he lived there at Doyle's house. He come up here and stayed with me, and then I'd take him over and let Doyle watch him.
So he stayed at Doyle's house for a while.
Doyle's a big guy. Doyle's a big, tough guy, man. Doyle's the president of the Teamsters Union up here. So
yeah, he's got a story about Leon for sure.
Dole Baird, his dad was a middleweight boxing champion. Dole Baird fought somebody, I don't know how many years ago.
But yeah, we need to get him on.
Yeah. But something else I was going to talk about. Damn.
Well, you were mentioning the guy that was going to work on Alan's car, and
yeah, I talked to him the other day, and I told him I have Kathy Keeble and Savannah are going to come up here pretty soon, and I was going to take them to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And another friend of mine, Cindy Rutherford, I've known her all my life. Her dad owned the gas station down there I worked for, Rutherford, Ohio. So she said, hey, if you got a spare spot sometime, I'd like to go up there with you. So, and I was just going to take Kathy and Savannah. So I told Cindy, I'd have a spare spot if she wanted to go. And she had a friend that was with her. Not at the time I told her, but she told her that I told her I was going to take her, and her friend said, I want to go too. So I'm going to take those two girls, and then Kathy and Savannah, and then I called the guy that's going to work on the car. Man, the names ain't good for me today. Oh, that's why, because Doyle kept buying me drinks. So I'll get back to that. So yeah, I talked to him, and he said he's the inspector at Norwalk Dragway, and he inspects all the cars that race. And he said they have nationals up there and stuff. It's a big track, so he's gonna get me VIP passes next time. He says, do you have any favorite drivers? I said, yeah, that John Force's daughter. What's her name? Brenda Force or something. She's a good driver. But yeah, he says he knows her well, so he's going to introduce me to her. Oh,
so he's going to come pick the car up, and you're going to go videotape him working on it.
Yeah, I almost
like
forgot that.
Will It Run, Alan Collins.
Well,
car.
he's going to put it on the trailer, and he's just going to take it to his shop. He said, it might not be roadworthy, but at least we can get it running. You can drive it around your yard, maybe.
Yeah,
pick it up.
Be curious to see that frame underneath. Maybe it didn't rust out. Who knows?
I don't know. We'll see. So I went down over and sat next to Doyle, and I had a Metallo. What's that Mexican beer? Yeah. So I drank that, and then I drank another one, and Doyle ordered Crown Royal. I said, hey, Doyle, have you tried that chocolate Crown Royal? He goes, oh, God, that shit's dangerous. I said, exactly. He said, you want a shot? And I goes, yeah, I'll have a shot. Well, this is a sportsman club. It's a private bar, and when you order a shot, they just don't give you a shot. It's like this,
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, he bought me a couple of those, and before I knew it, I wasn't walking real good. And it was my class reunion, so everybody said, we're going to take you home. I goes, oh, I can drive. If I can make it to the car and sit down, I can drive. It goes, no, we're gonna drive you. But I'm pretty much, I had a rough time. Yeah, that Crown Royal chocolate is dangerous. Yeah.
Well, that was last night.
Last night, yeah.
Oh, well, you're doing pretty good for.
And yeah, my godson is here, staying with me for a little bit. Ronnie Caruso, the guy that's in prison that I talk about, his son Aaron, he's my grandson. He's 32, and he's living over in Pennsylvania, near Pittsburgh, Wheeling, and all over there. Anyways, so he was having some issues with his girlfriend. So I texted Ronnie, was concerned about him. He couldn't get a hold of him. Aaron had been in the hospital. So I texted him and said, hey, man, I hear you're having some issues with your girlfriend stuff. You need to get out of town for a little bit until you figure out what's going on. Come and stay at my house. He said, man, he just got out of ICU. He said, I'm going to take you up on that. And he said, she's got my wallet. She's got everything.
Damn.
And so I got him. I said, you ain't got no way to get over here. And he goes, no. And I goes, well, damn, I got that class reunion, and I'd come and get you. He goes, I could take a Uber. So he took a Uber from I forget, somewhere near Wheeling, West Virginia, over near Pittsburgh somewhere. I can't remember.
Damn, that's a pretty good.
It was
trip.
It was only $200.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. So that's it's a couple-hour drive over there.
Yeah. Well,
So-
those a couple hours usually.
Yeah. I didn't know anything about tipping an Uber driver, so I called Chad and asked Cam. He goes, "Well, you don't really need to tip those people." I said,
No,
"You
they
did."
charge top dollar.
Yeah, so I gave him a $20 tip, whatever.
That was pretty cheap for a 2-hour drive. You know?
Yeah, that's what I figured. That's why I could afford. I said, "Shit, I can afford $20 tip if that's all he's going to charge." But yeah, there's different rates for whatever car. He had a nice car, you know. Aaron said it was an older guy, you know. So yeah, that took up a little bit of time.
Yeah, well, you know, I couldn't come on the last podcast because I was out cutting my grass, and I cut up against the house there where I don't normally cut, and that cable was laying up there, and I chopped it, and that wiped out my internet for about 3 days, and then they sent the same guy out that did it, and I kind of like told him, "Hey man, you kind of half-assed that cable in here," and he got mad at me and left. And so I had to wait for somebody else to come out that knew what they were doing. But anyway, I got my cable back, but they still haven't buried it, and I'm waiting on them to bury it. So I'm always having internet problems, and fighting with the internet and companies and things. But hopefully they'll get it buried pretty soon, and because I got to cut my grass again, and it's laying on top of the ground. It's just. But I'll be going up to the monument coming up this end of this next week coming up. I'll be up there the 18th and the 19th. I won't be there the 20th. And I talked to Ricky Wascom. He kind of like heads up the organization of things. He's on the board, and he sent me some posters on his messenger, and so I'm going to go ahead and post those here, and it just has a rundown. Like on October 18th, 12 p.m., the Pedestrians are going to be playing, and then at 3 p.m., Lone Star Skynyrd will be playing, and they're kind of like the house band. Then on the 19th, Kendall Schaefer will be playing at 12 p.m. Then at 3 p.m., Chris LeBlanc Band. And then I think it's the 20th. There's something going on. Let me see what's going on the 20th. I don't see what's going on the 20th. There it is. Okay. Oh, yeah. On the 20th, open mic at 12 p.m. And then they always have the candlelight vigil, which that happens right about the time the plane crashed. So that's going to be at 6 p.m. And I'm going to miss that. But what's going to be pretty cool is I'm going to Peter Semino, retired Marine who lives out in California, was nice enough to send that baseball jersey back there behind me. And you can see it right there. I made a little frame for it, a display case, and it's actually pretty nice. It opens up, and you can actually unsnap it and open it up. So that is going to be raffled off with $2 tickets at the monument. And I'll put up a close-up of it here so you can see it. But you have to be present to win that. So there's going to be another couple of gifts there that you don't have to be present to win, but you have to be present to enter. Because the way I've got it set up is it's kind of like a self-serve raffle ticket type thing. And that way I don't have to babysit and take tickets. You basically put your money in an envelope. You write your name down on the envelope and your phone number, and you shove it in the box. And then on Sunday, I'm going to do the drawing and give away that jersey along with two other items, which one of them is going to be, well, both of them are coming out of my collection of things. It's one of them's going to be, it's going to have that lighter knot wood that came from the Hell House property. There's going to be a piece of the Hell House dock, and then there's going to be a piece of the Curtis Lowe Foundation in this shadow box as well. And then, and I'm going to go ahead and put a post up here, a picture of what it looks like here, so you can see it. There's going to be a picture of the Hell House below that Hell House dock wood that Craig and Gene signed, a letter of authenticity. Then there's a picture of Gene and myself with a pile of rubble where Gene and I went and dug through that Curtis Lowe stuff. And you can actually see the piece of foundation on that little pile of debris. Gene and I went there when they tore that store down. Then right below that, there's a piece of carpet padding and a piece of glass, and I had Craig sign this piece of glass. Those items actually came from the plane, the Convair 240. So that's a nice little history of Lynyrd Skynyrd shadow box that will be raffled off. Now, the winner of these items, I can ship those off. So if you're there, you got to enter. You got to be there to enter, but you don't have to be there for the drawing. And I'll have your phone number and everything on the envelope, so I can mail that to you. Then the other shadow box is basically kind of the same. It's got a picture of Dwayne Easley and myself with a table full of airplane crash debris. I'm going to get him to sign that. And then there's a piece of Hell House wood there, another letter of authenticity. Then there's a piece of cedar tree that grew right beside the Hell House. And Gene and I, every time I went out there, Gene would say, the way you find that Hell House property where the Hell House stood is that cedar tree right there. It grew right beside the Hell House. So I went over and cut a piece of limb off of that thing. And I've got a picture of this limb, as you can see in the picture. Gene and I are kind of holding it there, and Gene helped me cut it. So there's a slice of that limb it's a cedar. Yeah, it's a cedar tree, and you can smell it. And that was growing right beside the Hell House. That tree is no longer there because there's a house built right there. Actually, two houses built. The way it's laid out now, that it's a subdivision with houses there, and there's a house built on part of the lot that the Hell House was on, and then on the other one, like if the Hell House was still there, the Hell House would kind of be like right in between these two houses. So they tore that cedar tree down, and I have that limb off of that cedar tree. When Gene and I were sawing it, you could hear Freebird coming out of the sap. But then below that, there's some more airplane crash debris, and that's why that picture's there. So there's a piece of like phenolic. Being an aircraft mechanic, I can identify with that. Phenolic is kind of like they use it it's a composite. Back then they didn't have actual like honeycomb type stuff, and it was kind of like a composite that they use for different things. It doesn't corrode, and so yeah, that phenolic was in the plane crash debris that I dug up. And then there's another piece of glass, and I think Gene signed that one, and a piece of carpet padding underneath it. So So another history of Lynyrd Skynyrd shadow box and a lucky raffle contestant will be either taking that home or get it mailed to them. So that's what you guys come see me at the monument and enter the raffle. You can enter as many times as you want. You can fill out 50 of them if you want, but it's going to cost you $2 a ticket. It's not a ticket. It's actually money in an envelope with your name on it, and it's going to get drawn out of there. Now, I'm hoping Shelby's going to be there. If Shelby's going to be there, I'm going to have her do the drawing. But if she's not there, I'll find somebody else to do it. And that's going to happen on Sunday. Not sure what time yet because I got to get with Ricky Wascom. So a lot of cool things going to be going on there. They got the food trucks, and then they got all that entertainment. It's free to get in, free parking, but bring cash because I think they do. Like there's going to be some T-shirts and stuff for sale there, and they do have a credit card machine, but sometimes the internet doesn't work well. So bring plenty of cash, and you're going to have some ones to enter the raffle. So bring plenty of cash. Get you a hotel room if you haven't done it yet. I didn't have any problem. I got mine a week ago. And I'm staying at the Comfort Inn, which I think it was $110 or something. And I talked to Bobby Sanders. He's going to, I think, play a couple songs there. I'm not sure what day, but he's going to be there. But he's staying a pretty far distance away. He was staying at the Holiday Inn Express, and I was like, he said, man, come stay there. And I was looked at that, and I was like, that's pretty far away. So I'm right there in Gillsburg, but it's going to be a fun time. The weather's going to be nice from what I understand. You got to be kind of careful with the fires and things. Don't throw cigarettes down because it's always dry out there, and I don't think they're anticipating any rain. So, Craig, you're not going officially, right?
No, I can't go.
Yeah. Maybe
after what happened to me last night, that's another reason I'm not going. I can't be trusted around alcohol.
Well, you're going to be there for the 50th.
I'm not like most of you people that if they see food, they got to eat it. I'm okay. I'm I can be around. Matter of fact, I was there at that party, and they said, "Craig, go get you something to eat." And I go, "Nah, I had pizza and subs. I don't eat that shit."
Yeah, because you probably had on some 28 waist pants, and you didn't want to pop a button if you had something to eat. I noticed old Chad's trying to lose some weight. I don't know.
He said he's down to 210. Yeah.
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 Well, that's pretty good for him.
I can't believe he ever got fat. He was always so skinny as a kid.
Yeah, because he was probably somewhere around 240 or something, wasn't he? Yeah.
But I didn't finish my story. I went there last night with the anticipation of not drinking anything, and I get one in me, and I just don't know when to stop. So that I get out there at that monument, I'd be back there partying with them people.
Well, you did pretty good when you were there before. You weren't stumbling around
I had
drunk or anything.
Good control, but I don't know. After last, I don't trust myself.
No, that ain't why you're going. You said you didn't have anybody to watch your dogs.
But that's one of the reasons. I'll get out there partying, and I'll have to drive back to that hotel. Just not good for me. I'm weak. I can stay away from food, but that alcohol.
Well, you're going to be there on the 50th reunion.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I'll be there for that one for sure. Yeah.
Well, we'll just put an armed guard on you. We'll have to do like everybody did with Leon, and
I'll just
assign somebody to you.
Just pitch a tent out there.
Well, shoot, man, I can drive you to your hotel and keep you from drinking.
No, I don't have anybody to watch my dogs or nothing. But,
well, you'll be missed, and and I can tell some stories about you that you might not want me to tell. So, somebody comes up to me and says, "Hey, where's Craig?" I said, "Well, let me tell you a story about Craig." But yeah, that's
But
pretty much.
hey, let me say this though. You saw I was playing with my bong and my pipe there. Yeah, the last show that I did, I was smoking the bong and smoking the pipe and smoking everything I could get a hold of, and we got hit with an 18 plus. 18, you had to prove you were 18 before you could watch it.
Yeah.
Everybody was going, "What the hell's going on?" I had to sign a paper that I was over 18 to even watch it. That's never happened before. So I think it was the bong. So if they don't do something with, I was kind of testing the waters and see
But
what
you've done that
the
before. You've
the
smoked that
bong, the
thing
bong
before.
get. I think the last time I did the bong, we got
Huh. Oh yeah, but we ain't never had to put up a thing
no,
like that before.
no,
So
yeah.
yeah.
I was pretty offensive on the last one though. I was smoking a lot.
Well, I mean, you didn't say it was weed. Who knows?
No.
It could have been, it could have been tea
Well,
for
I
all
looked
we
like
know.
I was enjoying myself, so they just figured it was weed because I was happy. Wake and bake the morning buzz.
But it was definitely any commercials on there because I didn't see any commercials. And then Anna Ethington sent me a message and goes, "What's going on with that? There's some kind of a warning on there." And I was like, "Oh hell!" Because when I watched it, they didn't put that up when I watched it. I watched it, the next morning pretty early, like about 6:30, and they weren't doing it yet. So
But I was at that party last night, and there was about 8 people there that said they watched the podcast. I was surprised.
yeah, there's a lot of closet watchers,
Yeah,
which reminds me, yeah.
one girl said, "I watch you every morning." I goes, "Only on Monday mornings can you watch?" She goes, "No, I watch you on Monday mornings, but then on every other morning I watch past episodes. I'm trying to catch up."
Yeah, we need people to like and subscribe too because those it's getting taken down a lot of subscriptions and they're just not moving hardly at all.
It's went up like 400 since the first of the year.
Yeah, which is good for us because for every 4 we get, they take 3 down. They
But
unsubscribe people.
the payout ain't changing,
No, that's
You know,
that's the reason we need more
but we get,
subscribers.
we've gotten every time we play two notes of a song, they hit us with copyright and then they don't pay us.
Speaking of that, how about that radio show you did? What happened with that radio show
Oh,
there, Craig?
well, it's not a radio show. It's the Tide, the Crimson Tide, 100.9, and it's a sports channel. But for some reason, the guy, uh, he was a musician, and he was friends with somebody at that station, and they started doing a music segment at 11:30 in the morning a.m. or Eastern a.m. 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, yeah, and until noon. And yeah, I did it, and basically the only thing I talked about last week was how what I talked about the podcast. First thing I talked about, what I've been doing for the last couple years, and then I went into how I met the band and ended up in Hollywood and met John Lennon and walked across the street to have lunch, and we had to stop for a commercial break, and by that time the half hour was gone. So next week they said the switchboard was lit up. So next week they just want to take calls from the switchboard, and then we might have to add a couple more shows, I guess. after that.
So you'll be going back. You'll be going back.
Yeah, next Wednesday, this coming Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on 100.9 The Tide, and you can get that streamed to you on your PC or whatever. So,
And aren't you and Kathy going to do something while I'm gone?
I asked her about it, and she, because we were supposed to do a Saturday night special, but she said don't say nothing yet. But I'll figure out what I'm doing. But she said she might do it.
Yeah,
If not, I can do it solo. I just don't like to do them solo.
Yeah, and then
when you do them solo, you gotta keep talking the whole time. I like to take a break and take a smoke break, and but I have to go off screen to do that with her though, so that don't matter.
I'll take my Pocket 3 and get plenty of video up there at the monument. I need to get a backup drive. Hopefully, I can get one ordered before I leave because Chad and he's going to take that drone and fly it, and then he's going to download it. He needs a way to download it. So we're going to have plenty of footage from the drone. And Robert Wheatley, I think he's going to have his drone there. So there's going to be a lot of drone footage, and that's a huge file. So I'm going to have to take a backup.
Robert said he was taking his racing drone out there that'll do 80 miles an hour. He was thinking that out there for me to fly, so I don't know if he'll take it down. Right.
So I dug out another one of my tripods, and I'll take both my cameras, and then I'll set up. I'll set up plenty of of course we'll have video from Chad. And so we'll see how it turns out, but I'm sure it'll be fine. So yeah, well, next time I see you guys, I should have some footage from up there at the monument. And it's a lot of work to record that stuff, but I don't mind doing it. It'll be another On the Road with Griff Martin at the monument. So. Be looking forward to sharing some of that stuff, and I hope you guys can make it out. See you the 18th and the 19th, and that's all I got, Craig.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I keep saying, hey, Paul Keaton, if you're still watching the Stone Roadie show, you were a winner, and I need your address. So eventually when I get to your name, I can send your thing out, but I keep,
How many have you sent out so far?
I ain't sent any out lately. I've sent out 7. I've sent out 7 out of 18.
Oh, wow.
So, I'll get on it.
Yeah. You had a burst going there, and now you kind of like petered out.
Yeah, I did. I had to do stuff around here. I lost my dog guy. I lost my lawn guy. I got stuff. Taking care of 8 acres, man, is a lot of work, and I don't like it.
Well, the people that got their stuff, I'm sure they appreciate it.
I'll be sending it out. I'll be on it. Yeah.
Yeah,
maybe Aaron's here. Maybe he can help me put it together.
Yeah, Aaron, help him, man. He needs all the help he can get.
We'll get an assembly line going.
Yeah, Craig, it's not that hard, man. It's just you just got to do it.
Hey, if I could get it down to where all I got to do is sign this stuff and tell them what to put in the boxes.
You got Kathy and Savannah coming there.
Yeah, I'll get it out.
When are they coming?
They haven't decided yet.
Oh. Well, don't use that as an excuse to wait for them to get there.
I'll use everything I can.
6 months from now or something, All right, well, I guess we can wrap her up, Craig.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm a little bit under the weather anyway, still today.
Yeah, it's your hangover.
All righty then. This was podcast 333 of the Stone Roadie Show, and what is it? Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep toking until then. See you later, alligator. At the wild crocodile. We're going to call that a wrap, and we're out of here. Cut.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep toking until then.